How could it so very easy? My name is Laura. A few weeks ago, I made a quilt called When Life Gives You Lemons. Now this quilt is going to be turned into a tablecloth, so I need to get it quilted today. I'm going to use a dark backing on the quilt, and it's the same fabric that has been put inside. I like the dark, so that way stains are not going to be as noticeable. And because I plan on using this a lot, I want a batting that's going to hold up through lots of washings. So I'm going to be using a batting from Hobbs, and it's called Thermore. It's 100% polyester, and it's very, very thin, and I like that thinness for this tablecloth. And it has 0% shrinkage, so the tablecloth is going to stay nice and flat. And the bonus is you can leave big spots because we can leave up to a 9-inch spot for quilting. You could use a black, a white, and there's lots of different yellows you could use to quilt this. You could use a lighter yellow, and it's going to blend in a little bit more, like the thread from Primo Soft called Lemon Ice. I don't often get to use bright colors, so today I've chosen bright yellow from Primo Soft. I'm going to put a walking foot on my Bernina and be able to just stitch this on my domestic machine. Now I just need to draw some stitching lines. To mark the top of the quilt, I'm going to use a chalk pen. What it is chalk inside of a little tool, and on the end has these little wheels, and the chalk is going to come out and mark the top of the quilt. And I'm going to use the silver color because the silver will show up on the black and show up on the light colors. With a little tap, the chalk is going to go into the bottom of this, and you'll just run it right along. And it gives a nice fine line that you can follow. And it brushes off. As with any marking system, be sure to test this on your own fabric. And I'm going to cross hatch this. And the marking is going to be very simple and very quick. So I'm going to mark lines around these cornerstones, going from center points to center points. And I'm going to have those lines come right off to the edge of the quilt, and that way the quilting is going to be very quick and easy. So I'll line up my ruler, and I'll have that little wheel end just run right along that yardstick. Slide the ruler and mark the second side. And I'm going to continue drawing these lines going from point to point on both angles. That flat edge of the charcoal liner is going to run right along the edge of the ruler. You can hear the little teeth running along, and that chalk comes out through those little teeth, and you can see that line quite clearly. For the two corner squares, I'm going to just make sure the distance is the same and continue those lines on an angle. I'm going to add one more line, and it's going to fit in between these squares. I will have an equal distance from the edge of this square to the ruler and the distance from this square to the edge of the ruler. And that will give me 4 more lines that's going to fit in between these two squares. That extra line in between these two squares has given the equal amount around the center square, but we need to continue that space right along the edge. So I will need to do that to the 4 corners. I can now set up my machine with the walking foot and get started. I will start stitching the 4 lines in the center first. Those first 4 lines are going to be the longest lines. So to save some bulk, I'm going to roll up the quilt so I have a smaller portion to put under the machine. I'm going to just take that corner and roll it up and just pin that fabric out of the way. I'm going to roll both sides. Then I'm going to take the top and roll it just a little bit more. Now I'm going to be able to put this in my machine and start stitching and unrolling as I go along. I'm going to start stitching off the batting and then start stitching following that chalk line. Having this rolled up means we're going to be able to lift it up a little bit and help feed it in so it's not dragging off of the counter. And we have full control just with our hands. The feed dogs will do all the work. We just get to drive it this way. And stitch. When we get to a certain spot, we're going to be able to unroll this, put it back in our arms so we're supporting it. I don't have my hands on the quilt here. I have my hands underneath. I can drive it right from this area and stitch. Continue unrolling and continue stitching. As I'm stitching, I'm going to take the back of that quilt and roll it back up, and that way it doesn't fall off my counter and pull the quilt. And I can still drive it right from here. And stitch right off the quilt. And continue rolling. I now have the quilt ready to start my next line. Now I can turn this and do my next side. With those 2 center rows going down on one side, I'm going to refold it so that I can do the 2 opposite sides. With those 4 center seams done, I'm going to be able to work on those seams coming out. And I'm going to do one side at a time. So I can unclip and roll right over top of my previous stitching. And clip again. And these are just regular clips to hang up your laundry. And unroll. Each row is going to get shorter and shorter, so after a while you won't need to roll it. But for now, this is going to keep it out of the way, and you're going to be able to use the edges to do your driving. The spaces between all of the stitching lines are about the size of my fist, so they're quite big spaces. We're able to do that because that batting allows us to leave a 9-inch opening as we are quilting. So this will quilt together very, very quickly. That cross hatch stitching matches the checked in the fabric, and it looks really nice from behind. While I still have the walking foot on the machine, I want to do a row of stitching all the way around the outside. That little row of stitching will anchor those fabrics together and make sure that any of the larger spots are still anchored down. This can now be trimmed up, and your favorite method of binding can now be put on. Using that thin polyester batting not only makes it easy to maintain, but it's easy to machine stitch because there's not a lot of bulk. Putting the walking foot on and doing big cross hatching makes it go together even quicker. I'll put a link in the description to the video where I did make the quilt top and all the other supplies that I used. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.